Hare Krishna. So we welcome all the devotees on this Saturday Bhagavad Gita class. Today, it was supposed to be taken by His Grace Ananga Mohan Prabhu, but he got busy in some urgent services. So he has requested me. So please tolerate me for 1 hour. So we will discuss today on Bhagavad Gita. I think today the topic of discussion will be from Bhagavad Gita chapter 5, text 19. Okay. So before starting, we will do the Mangalacharan and then we will start. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militang Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namo Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitang Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Kadamahyam Dadati Shapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Jutapadakamulaṃ Sri Gurun Vaishnavaṃscha Sri Rupang Shagrajatang Sahagana Raghunathanitang Tang Sajivam Sadaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitang Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanitang Namoham Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesho Shunnavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpataru Kripa Sindhu Vacha Patitanang Pavunebho Vaishnavebho Namo Namo हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपथे गोपेश गोपिका कंत राधा कंत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नीलाचल निवासाय नित्याय परमात्मने बलभद्र सुभद्राभ्यां जगन्नाथाय इति नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण. So we welcome everyone, all the devotees on this auspicious discussion of Bhagavad Gita, and we are approaching Bhagavad Gita, the advent of Bhagavad Gita in the coming Ekadashi, 11th of December. So we were distributing Bhagavad Gita now. We are outreaching to the people to give this Bhagavad Gita, the most matchless gift what we can give to anyone to revive their permanent relationship, eternal relationship with Krishna. So I think everyone is trying their level best. Everyone who are there in the various field, they can try their whatever by their capacity. Everyone we should try. We are trying with our limited capacity, but that is also very wonderful. So today we will discuss on Bhagavad Gita chapter 5. So chapter 5, we are discussing this thing for last couple of weeks. So the topic of Bhagavad Gita chapter 5 is Karma Sannyas Yoga, the yoga of renunciation of action or yoga of Krishna consciousness in action. So very important chapter in one sense. Okay. So today's our discussion is on 5.19. So before going to the discussion, let us let us have a brief overview of where actually we are now situated, in the flow of the discussion, flow of Bhagavad Gita. So this section, there are the various sections we have. It has been divided. The entire theme of the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 5. So first we have seen from sloka number 1 to 6, Nishkama Karma Yoga, which is there where Krishna has described that this is easier than renouncing the work. Normally, karma sannyas, sometimes we understand that sannyas, taking it completely, renouncing the work is better than working. But that is what Arjuna was willing to do. But Krishna has told no. So that was the Nishkam Karma Yoga, that you renounce, instead of renouncing the work, renounce the result, you give the result. So Nishkam Karma Yoga. And then we have discussed how to perform the Nishkam Karma Yoga. And then we have discussed from 5.7 to 5.12. And then we have discussed platform of knowledge, knowing the three doers in the Nishkam Karma Yoga, who is actually the doer. So there are three doers we have discussed. Can anyone say what are the three doers? Can anyone remember? What are the three doers? Who are the three doers? Okay, let's see. The three doers are, one is Atma, we as a living entity. Okay. And then there's material nature is also doer. Material nature is facilitating our, yes, Aditi Mataji.
So the soul desires, the Prakriti facilitates, and Krishna sanctions. So these are
Yes.
the three doors.
Paramatma as in the form of Paramatma, Krishna science. Very good. Thank you, Aditi Mataji. So this is very important to understand. Sometimes we think that why uh, so many unexpected or what I can say, which is untoward actions are happening and untoward occurrences are happening, events are happening. Why these things are happening? So we need to understand that is God is sanctioning everything. So we need to understand that yes, God is sanctioning because because we deserve that kind of uh, happenings, that kinds of mishaps. We deserve also. That's why those things are happening. It is actually due to our past karma. So we need to understand this. That's why this Bhagavad Gita is, in one sense, it is actually giving our reality, the reality of life, what is actually happening. Particularly this particular section, this Karma Yoga section, because we are always involved in various kind of activities. We are always having some desire, and based on that desire, we are acting, isn't it? So we need to understand what desire we should have, and how we should act. Because this is every moment we are doing something. Okay. So this we need to know the art of how the art of discharging our duty. So this is most important. So this is what actually Arjuna was confused, and we are also confused. So that's why we are also sometimes in dilemma, that what should I do at this moment of time. So we will see that at what stage, today's discussion will be that at what stage a living entity can act perfectly. So that stage is we will discuss today. So we have discussed on this doer, three doers, okay, and then we have started the discussion of section 4, that is the liberation by focusing on the super soul. Now this is the point that uh, finally Nishkam Karma Yoga means why we are performing Nishkam Karma Yoga. Why not only Karma Kanda? Why not Karma Yoga? Shakam Karma Yoga? Because that will entangle us. This is the platform from where we are trying to get out of the entanglement of this material world. That is liberation. So that can be happened when we focus on the super soul. So this section we have started discussing from 17th sloka till 26. We will discuss this thing. Okay. And I think last time I have taken verse number 17 only, 5.17 only we have taken, where we have discussed that how by focusing our intelligence, by focusing our mind, by focusing our faith, by taking full refuge of Krishna, we can come to the platform of liberation. That we have discussed in 5.17. And 5.18, I think Anupam Prabhuji has discussed about the most important verse, that is Vitta Vinay Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastini Shani Chaiva Shapa Kecha Pundita Samadarshina. So that is the verse of Samadarshina. How we can come to this equal vision by seeing the connection, the divine connection of everything with the super soul. Because super soul is all pervading. So this has been discussed, this concept has been discussed in 5.19, 5.18, and today we will see that when we come to this platform of super soul, when we focus on the super soul, how we can attain, what happens at that stage. First of all, so by seeing the connection, we can come to the equal vision. So our vision is becoming equal, coming to an equal state. Now, after that, what is happening? That we will discuss in today's topic. So here, this is the link between the 5.18 to 5.19, that this equal vision, from this equal vision, this 5.19 will take us to equanimity. Equanimity means the state of mind, the equal state of mind. This is a state of mind from vision to the state of mind, because ultimately we are seeing, but the mind should also be aligned with our vision. Then things will, then we will act on that platform, isn't it? So that's why this verse is also important to understand what Krishna is telling. So here the verse. Ihaivo toirjito shargo jesham shamme sthitam mana nirdosham hi shamam brahma tashmat brahmani te sthita. Once again, I am repeating, and I expect from the audience also, someone should also raise their hand and recite this verse. The word to word meaning is also there. We can recite, we should try to recite, because this recitation is very much purification. This is a process of purification of our consciousness. Ihoi Ihaivo toirjito shargo jesham shamme sthitam manah nirdosham he shamam brahma tasmad brahmani te sthitah. Ihaivo toirjito shargo jesham shamme sthitam manah nirdosham he shamam brahma tasmad brahmani te sthitah. Someone from the audience? Aditi Mataji. Very good. Yes.
इहैव तेजित सर्गो येषां संये स्थितं मनः निर्दोषं हि समं ब्रह्मा तस्मात् ब्रह्माणि ते स्थिताः.
Thank you so much. Anyone else? Anyone else? Another? Someone from Mataji side, Aditi Mataji has recited. Someone from Prabhuji? Hare Krishna. No one? Okay, no problem. Let us see the word to word meaning. Iha, in this life. The first line is Iha, in this life. Eva, suddenly. Toi, by them. Jita, conquered. Sharga, birth and death. So this Sharga means not the Sharga Loka. The Sharga means here the birth and death. Iho toir jito. In this life, suddenly toi by them. By them means whom? What? Whom Krishna is referring to by them? The next next line is telling, already it has been discussed, those who are having Samadarshina, Pandita Samadarshina. Those who have understood, those who have become very humble. Okay, so that is the point. So about that, about them only, Krishna is telling about these things. Because after attaining the vision, this state of mind will be attained. And after the state of mind will happen, then what is going to happen? So this is the flow. Krishna is giving a conceptual flow. Krishna is presenting the Bhagavad Gita in a conceptual flow. That is the flow. Continuity is there. Continuity of the progressive evolution of the concept is there. So we need to understand, then it will become very interesting. The study of Bhagavad Gita will be very interesting. It will not be just reading. Reading is also good, but then we can come to the state of studying Bhagavad Gita, Adhyayan. So then will give us further satisfaction, further in-depth understanding. So we need to understand each and every word Krishna is telling is very important, and it has great significance, isn't it? Okay. Jesham shamme sthitam mana. Jesham, whose shamme, this is most important word, in equanimity. Sthitam, situated, mana, the mind. Nirdosham hi shamam brahma, nirdosham, flawless, he certainly, shamam, in equanimity. Brahma, like the supreme. Tashmat brahmani te sthita. Tashmat, therefore, brahmani, in the supreme, they, sthito, are situated. Okay, this is the word to word meaning. Let's go to the translation. Translation is like this. Translation by His Divine Grace, those whose minds are established in sameness and equanimity, have already conquered the conditions of birth and death. They are flawless like Brahman, and thus they are already situated in Brahman. Okay, so this is the state of Pandita Samudarshina. This is the state of mind, the mentality of a Pandita who is having equal vision towards everything, towards everyone. The mentality is this. What is inside, what is happening? Krishna is now taking us the inside of that Samudarshi Pandita. And Krishna is actually advising Arjuna and advising us to come to this stage, because finally, if we are not able to conquer over birth and death, then what is the significance of our human form of life? So that's why Bhagavad Gita is again and again, from the very beginning of the chapter 5 till chapter 18, is emphasizing on this thing, that we have to come to this stage of from where we can actually cross over this sharga, this cycle of birth and death, this samsara of birth and death. So that's why this is very important. Sameness and equanimity is the platform, and from where we can conquer it. And why we can conquer it? Because we will become, when we come to this stage, we will become flawless like Brahman. Brahman is completely flawless, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Param Shatta, Brahman. Brahman means the three aspects of Brahmeti, Paramatmaiti, Bhagavaniti Shabda. So there are three aspects of Brahman we'll discuss. What does it mean of the various aspects in connection to this? So they are flawless, and thus they are already situated in Brahman. So this is a very important understanding. Okay. So let us see what is the main theme of this verse. The main theme is such a self-realized soul, those who have come to this state has no attraction or hatred to matter. Thus he is flawless and impartial like the Lord. Now, what does it mean? Not having any attraction and aversion means what? From where we develop attraction and aversion? Because this is everything is happening in our mind. When we are having flaws means what? Flaws means, actually, this will be discussed further in the further later in the chapters, that these flaws are coming from material modes of nature. Dosham and nirdosham, these two words has been used here. The word has been used, nirdosham. So we all know the opposite of nirdosham is dosha. Where from the dosh comes? The Brahman is nirdosh, flawless, apapavidha. The Ishopanishad declares that Supreme Personality of Godhead, absolute truth. That's why he is absolute, achyuta. There is no flaw. There is apapavittam. Whatever the situation he is in, it is apapavittam. He is like sun. When sun is there, sun can dry up the stools and urines, isn't it? But by that drying process, sun does not become contaminated. Rather, by coming to the contact of the sunlight, those places become free of contamination. Similarly, Krishna is apapavittam. Just sometimes we see, this is just a personal experience, we see, we have got it while distributing Bhagavad Gita. Just now I am coming from distributing Bhagavad Gita. I was there in one metro station in Delhi. So I was offering Bhagavad Gita, and that person said, I am not so pure to touch the Bhagavad Gita. As if by touching Bhagavad Gita will be contaminated. When I have seen this thing, that sometimes people think that I have, suppose they are, they don't know. Once upon a time we were also like that. They take non-vegetarian food, and say, suppose they are coming from restaurant taking one non-vegetarian food, and maybe they are carrying some non-vegetarian items in their bags. So now when we offer, then they say that I cannot touch it. As if by touching Bhagavad Gita, they will contaminate the Bhagavad Gita. It is not like that, but rather it is reverse. By touching Bhagavad Gita, he will become free of contamination. He will get first. He might be taking the first step towards the eternal life. But they are having their own understanding. They don't understand this. So this is the most important thing. This flawless Brahman. So that's why when we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, when we do devotional service, what is happening? We are becoming purified. We are becoming purified. It is not that key by our touch, taking our mantras. That's why Mahamantra can be taken at any places, any situation. It is flawless, and it will make any ambience flawless. Any person flawless when they take with full surrender, when they take with full refuge, when when the living entity take the full refuge of holy name, full refuge of Krishna consciousness, then he becomes purified. It is not that by our joining to Krishna consciousness movement, the Krishna consciousness movement will become contaminated. No, rather we will become free of flaw, free of contamination. We will come to a stage from dosham to nirdosham. This thing should happen, and we need to check where we were. That I think Anuman Prabhuji many a times give us this instruction. We should always check that where we were 1 year ago, 1 month ago, 1 day ago, whether we are progressing. We need to always see what I have done today. I am practicing this Bhagavad Gita, I am reading this Bhagavad Gita, I am associating with I am getting so much opportunity to come in contact with the Krishna consciousness movement. But what is happening in my inside, in my behavior? Is it changing? Is it changing up, changing in a positive way? Am I becoming free? So this is the clue Krishna is giving. Are we becoming very much disturbed by the duality of this material world? That is the unequal situation. Are we developing this equal vision towards everyone? Because that is the Brahma Sthiti. Brahma Sthiti is that stage where that will come in the latter chapter. Brahmabhuta prasanna atma na shachitina kankshati samo sarva bhuteshu madbhakti lavate param. So this is the verse, that this is the state of Brahmasthiti, Brahman, Brahma realization. The self-realized soul is like that. So we need to understand this thing very clearly. And this is what Krishna is, Srila Prabhupada is also writing in the purport. So we will go back to that once again. We will first go back to the purport. We will read the purport once. And then we will go back to the slide. So here is the purport. Equanimity of mind, as mentioned above, is the sign of self-realization. Those who actually attain to such a stage should be considered to have conquered material conditions. So that means especially birth and death. What is a material condition? Material condition means that we are entangled into the cycle of birth and death. Are we preparing ourselves towards a death? Because birth we have taken in this material world already, and we are going through various kind of disease, various kind of ups and downs. But within by sailing ourselves into this uh, topsy-turvy situation of this material world, are we going towards our dead end, which is the death, or we are going to overcome the death? Are we going towards deathlessness? That we need to understand, we need to check towards which direction we are moving, how we are cultivating our Krishna consciousness, how we are giving uh, importance to our Krishna consciousness. This will make us or break us. Otherwise, what is the point in practicing Krishna consciousness? What is the point in giving time and energy in reading and hearing about Bhagavad Gita? So we need to check this thing. More we can go deep into this understanding what is actually happening. This nobody will from outside can understand. This is self-realization. It will be realized by yourself, by ourself. So when we can understand that, we can see that this is real, not very easy thing. Here Krishna is telling the equanimity of mind, as mentioned above. That is, now we are hearing Bhagavad Gita, it sounds so nice. But when when we will be into a provocating situation, at that time, are we our mind, is our mind remaining in equality, equanimity? That is the test. How we are responding during a provocating situation. So that is the most important challenge. So this is what, because if we can overcome that stage, then we can completely focus on Krishna consciousness, completely focus on Krishna. Shavai mana Krishna padararavindayir. Our mind will be completely focused on Krishna, and then anything happens in our life, we will get rid of this material world and enter into a spiritual realm. Otherwise, we will be entangled, we will caught up into this duality. We will sometimes have develop some attachment, and sometimes we will develop aversion. Something, some situation we will consider this is very favorable, this is very nice, and some situation we will say no, this is not nice. I'm not expecting this kind of situation. But when we can remain sameness and equally, then we can understand that yes, now we are getting ready to overcome this situation. As long as one identifies with the body, he is considered a conditioned soul. But as soon as he is elevated to the stage of equanimity through realization of self, he is liberated from conditioned life. Conditional life. Conditional life means some condition which is imposing on us in spite of our desiring so. Like death, disease. Do any living entity expect disease, desire that I want to be in a disease stage? I want to be diseased? No. And is there anyone you will find that they will welcome old age? No. But these conditions are imposing on us. And when we identify, rather misidentify with this kind of conditional situation, then there will be duality. Then there will be ups and downs. Then there will be attachment and aversion. I don't want old age. I don't want disease. But when we are equal, when we are overcoming this situation, this is happening in my body. I am not diseased. I am not suffering anything. I am not getting old. I am that same person. From inside, we sometimes feel that thing actually. So I am that same person. But externally in my body, there are some changes has happened. So when we slowly try to disintegrate our identity, bodily identity and our spiritual identity, then we can understand that yes, this is a vehicle. I am into a vehicle. This is my car. This body is my car, not me. So then we can come to that stage. This is the self-realization when we actually, factually, when we understand that I am not this body, I am soul, part and parcel of Krishna. Mamayangsha jivaloke jiva bhuta shanatana. I am the Shanatan, I am the eternal part and parcel of Krishna. Somehow or other, I have forgotten my that eternal relationship, and I am engaged into this temporary material body, which is Ashat, Achit, and Nirananda. But actually, myself is Shat Chit Ananda, exactly like Brahman, exactly like Krishna. Qualitatively, we are same. But due to the engagement of these material modes of nature, we are misidentifying ourselves with this body. As soon as we stand in front of mirror, we see this is myself. We identify that image as myself. But that image is just my reflection of my body. It is an image of my body. It is not me. So this we need to understand. In other words, Prabhupada is writing, he is no longer subject to take birth in the material world, but can enter into the spiritual sky after his death. So when one come to this stage of sameness and equanimity in any situation, then he will conquer over death, birth and death, and enter into spiritual sky. The Lord is flawless because he is without attraction or hatred. Lord does not have any special attraction towards anyone or hatred towards anyone. Samoham sarva bhuteshu. Krishna has declared, I am equal to everyone. Everyone. I'm not attached to anyone or I'm hating to anyone. So only when a living entity is without attraction or hatred, he also becomes flawless and eligible to enter into the spiritual sky. And when one can come to that stage, that is the Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma Na Shachiti Na Kankshati Shamo Sarva Bhuteshu. That is the equal vision, seeing everyone equally. So this is when we go to distributing Bhagavad Gita, when we go to preaching field, we can understand. We can practically we have to respond equally. There are many types of people are coming and going, and we have to show everyone Bhagavad Gita. We don't know who is actually looking for Bhagavad Gita. So we don't discriminate that yes, this person, I think this person may take, this person may not take. And most of the case, we have seen from our experience that when we think that this person may not take, that person takes. And when we think that this person is very promising candidate to take Bhagavad Gita, this person refuses. So it is because we are not having perfect vision. We should see that equal vision. Everyone is part and parcel of Krishna. Everyone need this knowledge. Yes, someone may not take because they might be having the Bhagavad Gita already. So they may not take. They always give a respectful, uh, uh, respectfully they fold their hands and say that this is a very nice thing you are doing. Continue like that. But we need to approach everyone. So this equality we can understand from that. That's why that we need not to Shamo Sarva Bhuteshu. But saying is easy, but not. But we need to understand that understanding, having the equal vision does not mean we have to act with everyone equally. That is also another thing. We will discuss this concept. So such person are to be considered already liberated. This is the most important part of the translation. Already liberated. Those who have attained this equanimity, they are already liberated. Means in spite of their being in this material world, in spite of their being encaged in this material body, they are already liberated. Only the time is separating them from entering into a spiritual realm. They are just there in this material body just to give Krishna consciousness to others. The self-realized, fully self-realized souls are like that. They are trying to reach out to everyone. Like Srila Prabhupada is a perfect example of such kind of person who has outreach to entire world, Africa, America, Australia, USA, Europe, everywhere. He never discriminate. And they are not from same background. They are having very abominable background. But Srila Prabhupada never discriminate. So Srila Prabhupada is a perfect example of the self-realized soul who has complete equal vision towards everyone. Srila Prabhupada has given the chance of liberation even to the dogs, even to some animals also, who has come in contact with Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada was so much. There are so many pastimes. The time will not allow us to discuss all those things in detail. I will try to touch upon some lila, some Prabhupada lila, how he was responding towards even the animals. Let me just now I remember one pastime. Let me share it. So one day Prabhupada uh, in the class was giving this kind of conception that we should be equal to everyone. And then one person asked one question that Prabhupada, when you were entering towards this Bhagavad Gita class, outside the temple there was a dog. So when you came, uh, and the dog was initially barking, but when you came, the dog stopped barking. And when and the way you have reciprocated with the dog, we all and then you go entered into the permanent class and then inside the temple, and then we also tried to do the same thing, but dogs again started barking to us. How? Why it is so? Then Prabhupada said that actually I was not seeing the dog, I was seeing the soul inside the dog. So that is the difference. And you were seeing the body of the dog. The Prabhupada answered like that. So that is our vision. Our vision is materialistic vision. Our vision is never, has not yet come to a spiritual platform. There are many pastimes like that. I have heard. Once Prabhupada was walking. Prabhupada was walking, and then there was, I think, in some foreign country only, and there was a very like German Shepherd kind of dog, very ferocious dog was coming from that side, and Prabhupada was having some other devotees. Okay, they were also walking, and then when they saw that that kind of dog is coming running, all the Prabhupada assistant devotees, disciples, they ran away, leaving Prabhupada alone. And the Prabhupada was standing calm and quiet in the middle of the road. And the dog came. And the Prabhupada standing. And the dog came and just in front of Prabhupada became calm and quiet. Everyone was seeing from distance place, what is happening? Prabhupada was fearlessly standing in front of that ferocious dog. We should not imitate because we are not at that stage. And then the dog passed away. So this is the vision of a self-realized soul. It is very easy to saying, easy to explain this Bhagavad Gita words, but actually, at least I am not at that stage. It is very elevated stage, very super excellently elevated stage. And I only remember about Srila Prabhupada, that how he is like that kind of person. So let us go back to our discussion. So this is the theme. Flawlessness will bring impartiality. We will not be partial. Now we are having partial vision. We are not completely impartial. That's why impartial means improper, imperfection is there within us. That's why we have attraction and aversion. This imperfection, from imperfection, this attraction and aversion is developing. So that's why we need to come to this understanding that if we want to liberate ourselves, we should come to that stage. So what is the focus of learning in the purport, which we have just now read? The sign of self-realization. What is the sign? The importance of equanimity. At such a stage, one is considered to have conquered material conditions, specifically birth and death. Thus, there is no rebirth, but one can enter into the spiritual side. When we stop, when we get rid of this cycle of birth and death, then only we can enter into spiritual realm. And the Lord and living entities are flawless. So this flawlessness, nirdosham, is another condition when we can attain when we become equanimity when we attain the state of mind of equanimity. And how we can happen? Because what will happen? How why how this flawlessness will come? Because on spiritual platform they are free from all attraction and hatred. This makes living entity eligible for spiritual sky. So this Vaikuntha, spiritual world, the Sanskrit name is Vaikuntha. This Vaikuntha Dham, Vaikuntha means the place which is free from all kuntha. This kuntha is the root cause of flaw. The root cause of flaw, root cause of inequality, the root cause of disturbance, the root cause of all discrepancies, all imperfections, kuntha. We are always anxiety. We are anxiety. Why we are anxiety? Because we have attachment and aversion. We want some kind of situation to happen in our life, and we discard, we avoid some kind of situation. So that's how that this is the kuntha. This is how whether my future will be beautiful, whether my future will be settled, whether I will be secure, what will happen to my family, what will happen to my son, what will happen to my daughter. All these things are coming one after another because we don't have faith in Krishna. Because ultimately Krishna is taking care of everyone. Nitya Nityanam Chetanasya Chetananam. So he is the maintainer. So when we completely take refuge of Krishna consciousness, means completely taking the main taking the refuge of Krishna's maintenance. Yes, Krishna is maintaining us. Sometimes we think we are maintaining us. Krishna is supplying this oxygen. Krishna is supplying this water. Krishna has made this material world. Whatever food we are getting, it is supplied by material nature under the adhakshana of Krishna. Mayadhakshana prakriti shuvate sacharacharam hitunana kuntayo jagatapi parivartate. The entire material world is acting under the adhakshana of Krishna. And we are getting so much wonderful things from material nature, and that's how we are maintained by Krishna through material agents. We need to understand Krishna is maintaining even the atheistic person, those who are blaspheming Krishna, blaspheming God. They said there is no God. Krishna is giving the energy to say that word to that person. So Krishna will not maintain us who are at least with favorable consciousness trying to practice Krishna consciousness, but we don't have that faith, and that's why we are always in anxiety, and that's why our mental disturbance is happening, and that's why this is affecting our sadhana. It is affecting when we are sitting for chanting, mind is roaming here and there. This attraction and aversion, this laws of attraction and aversion is acting on our consciousness, and our sadhana is disturbed. Krishna conscious life is disturbed. We are somehow continuing, but we're not coming to this stage. So this is the point of understanding Krishna is giving, that if we really want to overcome this thing, we should have full faith in Krishna. So now let us see how this sameness and equanimity is there in the Brahman platform. Brahmavadi, those who are Brahmavadi, those who know that the supreme absolute truth means Brahma, nothing beyond that. Brahma Jyoti is there. So they think that everything is situated in Brahma. This is there because Brahma Jyoti is just light, light, light. I was traveling when I was coming from Kolkata to Delhi by flight, and the flight takes over the cloud. It was a cloudy atmosphere in the Kolkata, but when it cross over the cloud, it comes to a very clean blue sky, just blueness, and some white clouds are there, white sky, white, mainly blue, only blue sky. No variety, completely white. I was thinking this Brahmajati, it is also like that, something like that. The Brahmajati is like that, it's completely same whiteness, nothing. So there also the sameness and equanimity is there, but that is not so fulfilling for our heart, isn't it? It was something monotonous. And the flight was moving. It was, we're not understanding whether it is moving or not moving. It was something like that because nothing is changing outside. So there was no changing frame. It is like the same thing is going on. What is this? So sometimes I feel when a flight journey is a little boring. Nothing is there, only the sky, blue skies out of sometime. And then when it is just taking off and getting off, getting down, then only something you will see. Otherwise, it is just blue sky. So this is there is sameness, but this sameness is little monotonous. So then comes the Paramatma realized platform. This, because Krishna has not exactly referred to Brahman means what? Prabhupada has referred Krishna consciousness, but Brahman means actually the both. Brahmeti, Paramatmati, Bhagavaniti Shabdati. All the three aspects are included in this word Brahman. So we are discussing this thing, that how this sameness and equanimity is there in Brahman platform and then Paramatma platform also. The Paramatma Bhadi sees the super soul at work. What Paramatma Bhadi is seeing, everything is happening by the direction of super soul. Impartially, super soul is sanctioning the karmic reaction of all living entities. Whatever some living entities deserve, Paramatma is sanctioning. So when we understand this, then Paramatma Bhadi, as a Paramatma Bhadi, we can become completely undisturbed, because he understands that everything is occurring by the Lord's will. Lord is giving sanction, so it is happening. Thus, he remains calm even in an ocean of mental turbulence. So many things are happening, but if we can understand this concept, that everything is finally happening by the direction of Super Soul. Someone is deserved to go through these reversals. Someone is someone is eligible to go through this kind of suffering, and someone is eligible to have this kind of opulence. So we will not be hating, we will not be envious towards the opulent person, and we will not be over affectionate or over what I can say, we should not be very over sympathetic. Yes, we should be sympathetic, we should have compassion, and we should try to give try to give them the ultimate solution of suffering, obviously, because in opulence also they are suffering if they are forgetful of their actual purpose of human form of life. So actually this forgetfulness is the root cause, the ignorance is the root cause of our suffering. Because even though someone is opulent, it is that does not mean that he can overcome birth and death. He will overcome that does not mean that he will overcome the disease and old age. A rich man will become also old, a rich man will also become diseased. So that's why the best thing is to give these signs of sameness and equanimity, how one can attain this thing. So this Paramatma realization is also from the Paramatma Badi's perspective, the sameness and equanimity is also there. And from there, he can remain in sameness and equanimity. And now comes from the Bhakti platform. What is the how Bhakta see this thing? A devotee of Krishna recognizes everything that happens to him as Krishna's kindness. And everything therefore increases his devotion. Whatever happens, whatever situation, as Srimad Bhagavatam says, Tatte anukampa shushumekshamana bhunjano evatma kritam vipakam ridvagavapu bhiripito namaste jivate jamukti pati sadaya bhak. My dear Lord, one who, this is the prayers of Brahma. Brahma is praying to the Lord. My dear Lord, one who honestly waits for you to bestow your causeless mercy upon him, all the while patiently suffering the reactions of his past misdeeds and offering you respectful obeisance with his heart, words, and body, is surely eligible for liberation. This liberation, again, this liberation, what we are discussing in this section of Bhagavad Gita, in this verse of Bhagavad Gita. Liberation means liberation from birth and death. Liberation, for it has become his rightful claim. So this is the, Srila Prabhupada has said these words is the governing principle, governing words of a devotee. How a devotee is going through various upheavals, ups and topsy-turvy situations of lives and attaining towards the perfection. So this is the point, that whatever happens, because becoming devotee does not mean that there will be no problem. No. But the point is how we are responding towards that problem. Are we reacting, becoming reactive towards that problem? Reaction means we are getting entangled. But responding means we are taking each and every opportunity that life throws us to increase our devotion. Just see the condition of Kunti Maharani. Just see the condition of Pandavas. They have been put into so much problem. What was their misdeeds? What misdeeds they have done? They have taken complete refuge of Krishna, but they have undergone so much problem, so much suffering. What was the sinful activity Prahlad Maharaj has done. But Prahlad Maharaj has undergone so much disturbance from his father. What Dhruva Maharaj has done. Dhruva Maharaj has undergone so much reversals. He has been insulted by his stepmother. He has to go to the forest to do a severe kind of austerity because they have undergone those situations, because they have fixed, they have attained the sameness and equanimity. They have sailed through all those reversals. So that's why they got liberated. Liberation means here does not mean the liberation of Sajuj Mukti. It means the liberation means actually coming to the real position, real constitutional position. That is liberation. Liberation means becoming, realizing that my constitutional position is part and parcel of Krishna, and my only activity is to serve him, please him, love him. জীবেরও স্বরূপ হয় কৃষ্ণেরও নিত্য দাস. This dashatva does not mean slavery. This dashatva means completely giving, discharging, loving, devotional service to our beloved. This is the meaning of this. So this is a stage of sameness and equanimity for the bhakti platform. Now, sometimes we may think that that means we are eligible to enter into the spiritual world. Now the devotee may think, now devotee sometimes worry whether at the end of their lives, I will surely be get chance to enter into the Krishna's abode. Sometimes this thing is there. Yes, this kind of thought is better than something looking for some material pleasure, but we need to understand what is the essence of liberation. The essence of liberation is not the transportation towards a place, but the transformation of our inner heart. What does transformation means? That coming from the transforming our inequalities to equanimity, transforming our flaw to flawlessness, and understanding that liberation to be essentially a matter of inner transformation is empowering. It shifts our focus from worry about the future to the opportunity in present. This is the liberation. This is the platform of liberation. So this understanding is most important. And we need to understand another thing, another concept, that this sameness does not mean the quantitative sameness. This sameness does not mean that that is completely we are merging into the absolute truth. It is becoming Brahman means does not mean that we are merging, because if we merge, then there is no two identities required for having loving exchange. So the sameness is there in connection with otherness. Otherness means individuality is there. In the individual realm only there is a divine connection. We should have the link. Suppose I am want to establish a relationship with someone, so there should be some likings. Otherwise, how can I like someone? So that liking is that we as a living entity is Satchidananda Vigraha. Krishna is also Satchidananda Vigraha. We are actually originally at our constitutional position completely flawless, completely equanimity, completely aligned with Krishna's desire. But due to our enjoying propensity, our propensity, we have been we have come into this material world. So we need to again revive that thing, and then only in this oneness there will be otherness is there. Otherness is not discarded. This sameness does not mean that we are discarding the otherness. Otherwise, what is the point of merging? What is the fun in merging? What is the ananda? What is the pleasure in merging? Because when we become one, there is no service, there is no exchange of love. Love means there will be someone to love, isn't it? Is there anybody, can there be loving exchange when there is only one person, one entity? No, there has to be two entity to having this loving exchange. So this sameness is there along with the otherness. It is coexisting, the sameness in quality, not in quantity, not in entity level. It is in the level of quality. There are entity wise, we are all individual soul. Krishna is the source of all our existential source. And we are trying to aligning ourselves. We are trying to coming to the platform where we can come from I-centered to Krishna-centered. And that's how we can please Krishna. We can come to the stage of uh, equanimity, and we can please Krishna. So this is the our real goal. This is the real goal of Krishna consciousness, and this is the real objective when we chant. Also, when we chant, we are in oneness. This oneness is there, but that does not mean oneness means our purpose is to please Krishna. Purpose is to having that same flawlessness, flawless situation like Krishna, nirdosham, uh, where we want to come to that stage. And that is why we are chanting. We are engaging ourselves in aligning our consciousness with the supreme absolute truth. So if why when we are chanting, we are also seeking what is the main important, what is the meaning of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, that please engage me in your service. So if there is no individuality, then there will be no chance of loving service, loving exchange. So this sameness, this oneness is existing with otherness. That is how we need to understand this wonderful verse what Krishna has said. So I am stopping here. It is just on time. And if anybody have any question, please feel free to ask. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Any question, any correction, any suggestion, any submission? Yes, Aditi Mataji.
Yeah, Prabhuji, the class was really very nice. So I think in the second or the third slide where the translation was written, there was a image, and that image I think was of another verse where I think it goes something like a learned Brahmana sees a
Yes,
daughter Bhavita.
yes. 18, verse number 18, yes.
Yeah, can you touch a little upon that verse also? Like I know it's a very elaborate verse, but like something in like maybe 5 minutes because that's one of my favorite words. So.
Yes, that is also one of my favorite words also. Actually, that verse is actually the vision, how we are having the equal vision, and we can have the equal vision by seeing the connection with the Supreme Absolute Truth. That Supreme Absolute Truth is existing everywhere. Everywhere is existing. Hmm. So every person is actually part and parcel of Krishna. So when we see, suppose, how we can have this equal vision, suppose, and where from we can avoid this, by having this equal vision, we can come to this platform of attachment and aversion. Suppose I know my parent, okay, my father and mother is there, and I have my brother, sister. So when my brother and sister is doing something good, I am becoming proud. But when someone other, my neighboring friend, my friend is doing, I'm not becoming so happy, isn't it? Because why?
Yes.
Because I am having seeing the connection with me, that when my brother, my sister is, my connection is there. So I am becoming very happy. But when I see that is the other, he's the other person. This other person is not connected to me. So I'm not becoming happy or jubilant in their success, isn't it? So this is the vision is not equal vision, rather unequal vision. I am seeing from aham mameti. I am seeing that someone who is connected with my blood relation. We say na, he's my blood related, my own brother, own brother. But actually, the Vedic civilization is based on Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. They see the entire world as their family. So that is the equal vision, that is the universal vision. And how we can see it when we accept of one single personality as our father. When we understand that, yes, everything, everyone, whatever success they are getting by one word we need to remember. Paurusham Rishu. Paurusham Rishu is the verse that comes, I think, in chapter 7. It will come in the chapter 7, I think. That is Rasaham Vapshukunteyo Prabhavashmi Shashishurayo Pranavo Sarvo Vedeshu Khang Khang Paurusham Rishu Shabda Khang Paurusham Rishu. So Krishna's various opulences has been described. So here that Paurusham Rishu means whatever uh, empowerment you are seeing in anybody is coming from me. If we just remember this one phrase of Krishna, Paurusham Rishu, is everything, every empowerment is coming. Whether Elon Musk is doing something or Ambani is getting success somewhere, or something is happening with my neighbor, with my thing, everyone is getting the strength from Krishna. Everyone is connected with Krishna. Within everyone, Krishna is there. Krishna is giving this empowerment. Okay, from Krishna comes the remembrance, from Krishna giving the capability of doing anything. So everywhere Krishna is, if you can see Krishna, Krishna, Krishna in everywhere, this is the equal vision. First of all, we need to understand that. And then we can come to that equal vision. We can broaden up this equal vision from our human society to the animal society also. That's why in animal also is the part and parcel of Krishna. We unnecessarily don't disturb them. We unnecessarily don't bring any suffering to them, because we see the connection, divine connection they also have with Krishna. So this is the vision when we develop, when more we read about the great souls of Bhagavatam, how they acted. Okay, Prahlad Maharaj, Janak Maharaj, how they were equally discharging their duty towards everyone. Then we can understand that yes, this equal vision is there, and this equal vision is so empowering vision that it will give us from inner peace. We will not be disturbed by anyone's success or failure, or even with our failure also. We will have to do. That does not mean that we will not endeavor. We will do our level best, but always depending on Krishna. And also this equal vision, regarding equal vision, I was supposed to describe one thing, that equal vision does not mean equal action. Isn't it? Like here, the verse is saying that we have to see a cow, learned Brahmana, a outcast, dog-eater outcast in the same vision, isn't it? But that does not mean we have to reciprocate with everyone in the same way, isn't it? How it is, like we can include that cow means outcast, and also we can include a tiger also having the same Paramatma connection. But that does not mean that a cow, we can when we see a cow, we can touch the cow. But when we see a tiger, it is not that we can go very close and touch the tiger, because tiger has a different nature. We can understand that yes, we will not unnecessarily disturb, we will not put any suffering on them, but we should not like go and garland the tiger. One incident has happened in our Alipur Zoo many years ago. I think Shukanta Prabhu can remember that incident. Someone has gone to put garland to the tiger, and he has been killed by the tiger. So it is not that we have to act similarly. Having vision does not mean we are having equal action, isn't it? We have to act according to the nature of that person, nature of that living entity. Okay, but the point is, we should have equal vision. Means we should see that connection, that connection with the divine connection with Krishna Super Soul. That's what I can say briefly about that verse. It is a very important verse, and we can discuss from many aspects. Does it help, Mataji, Aditi Mataji?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much. And I just wanted to add, like you were talking about, being envious, and also it just reminded me of Bhagavatam third canto about the concept of Griha Medhi, where
Yes,
one householder is envious of another householder. It comes in the starting only of the third canto. So
yes. Very
yeah.
true. Very true.
So thank you so much.
Thank you. And actually, the present situation, what we are going through, I would not like to mention any name. I think you are understanding in the situation specifically. That is also happening due to the lack of this equal vision. Particularly in our neighboring country, the turmoil is going through. It is happening because of this lacking of this understanding. If everyone has the same understanding, then there will not be any hatred. The world will be a wonderful place to live in, and Krishna consciousness movement is working on this situation, and that's why that is our main objective. But this has been misunderstood by some of our brothers, unfortunately. So we pray to Krishna that in this situation, Krishna is always in charge. Krishna is seeing into the situation. It is not that he is not seeing. Krishna must have some plan. And I also think that everyone is now talking about ISKCON throughout the world. ISKCON is now becoming a global news. In my office, everyone is talking about ISKCON. So Krishna might have some different plan. So we should be always optimistic and always see that super soul is there in everyone's heart. Everyone's heart. Krishna wants something. So I was today hearing one very interesting thing that uh, like when Arjuna, when Pancha Pandav has completed their term of Agyatavas, their term of uh, Bonobas, okay, from the exile they were coming. When they completed it successfully as per the agreement after they lose the gambling match. So when they came back in Hastinapur, then Krishna went to Duryodhana. Krishna went to Duryodhana and Krishna requested that now see Pancha have fulfilled their condition. Now you fulfill your promise. You give them back their kingdom. They are eligible for which they are eligible. But Krishna has actually gone as a peace messenger towards Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra was blinded by his attachment towards his son. And Duryodhana said that no. Now, why Duryodhana said to no to Krishna? The point is, Krishna, can anyone say why Duryodhana said no? What do you think? Anything is coming in your mind? Why Duryodhana say no? See, I say, yes,
Dhritarashtra said no because he was so affectionate towards his own children
not
that he
affection.
had,
This is not affection. There is a difference between affection and attachment. He was attached to his son, unduly attached
yeah,
to his son. Attachment is bad. Affection is good.
yeah. So he was unduly attached to his son. So he was not only physically blinded, but he was also spiritually blinded.
Yes.
And because he did not see the son of Pandavas as his own son, but like he was so like as you rightly said that he was so attached to his own son. So again, the thing of equal vision comes that he was only because even in the Bhagavad Gita, the first verse he says that what did the son of Pandu do because he did not
Lamaka
mention.
Pandavascha, yes.
Yeah, so here the word Pandu basically shows that he is not attached to them, like in the sense that he didn't see them as their own.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yes, but my question is that why then, uh, in spite of Krishna requesting to Duryodhana, why he denied Krishna's proposal, peace proposal? Krishna said that if you accept, if you fulfill your promise, then there will be no war. There will be peaceful situation. We can avoid war very easily. But why Duryodhana denied? Actually, the acharyas are describing this thing as little difficult to understand. Actually, see why for where from our decision comes. Finally, our decision comes from the dictation of Paramatma also. Paramatma actually gives the dictation. So actually, Acharya said that Krishna did not allow Duryodhana to accept Krishna's his own proposal because Krishna want war. Because Krishna want to give a good lesson to the persons who have given so much pain to his devotees. Krishna want to give punishment towards those miscreants. So that's why Krishna wanted Krishna as being a super soul. uh, He did not allow Duryodhana to accept his proposal. Duryodhana at that time said that yes, I know the Dharmaniti, I know Dharmaniti, but I am not ready to follow it. He was knowingly denying the thing that he's supposed to do. Because he was very much dharma parayan actually. But the Krishna from inside did not allow. So this is also another thing. We need to understand that whenever some crisis comes in our life, in the entire world. Now I also seeing the situation is happening in such a way that ISKCON is becoming a household name in a different way, different reason. So I am really hopeful that Krishna is really having some plan, because as per the prediction of the Shastra, Krishna consciousness movement is going to be the world religion. It has to come into the forefront. So some plan is there, something is happening. So let's see what happens. What is the Krishna's plan? What is Krishna? How Krishna is manipulating everyone? Because Krishna is sitting in everyone's Paramatma. And as a Paramatma, he can just he make the desire happens. He can do it. He can do it. He can change anyone's mind. He can do it. He is in full charge. He can overcome the free will also. He can do it. He normally does not do it. He does not come into the in between the free will. He does not intervene into the free will. But he can create. He can do also. Because our free will is very minute. Very minute. Okay. So we need to see. Wait and watch. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you so much for tolerating me at least for some hour, some time. We will see when we'll meet again. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. We are ending here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.